All right, everybody has pretty much full blood pool and full willpower. Augustyn still has a wound penalty of 1 die on all rolls because he has 3 levels of damage and a full blood pool to heal this, but he's just stubborn. He's hanging on to that damage for some role-playing reason I don't get.
I just, I like looking like if I'm more rough and tumble than I actually am. Creating the illusion of crunchiness.
I vote that he should get an advantage on a +1 die to intimidation rolls.
I'm gonna bleed on him until
while he's injured for no reason.
Yeah, I'd say the difficulty goes down if you're trying to intimidate someone while visibly injured. If you're just trying to be like, I'm crazy. All right.
Wild card energy.
Okay.
So
you guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this shit.
Welcome back to New Cammack. In the last session, we witnessed the burial of Onion Jack and the birth of Onion Clark. Jack's burial was botched, and his body was accidentally pitched headfirst into a hole with Darby's bed unceremoniously dumped on top. Darby was then taken to a bed and mattress store, where Augustyn was charitable enough to buy him a child's Batmobile bed and a child's pickup truck bed. Augustyn also told the employees of the store that he would be back tomorrow night before they close in order to purchase all of their beds. Jack's brother Jasper assisted with Jack's burial, but despite the expectation that he would be accompanied by his band of forest-dwelling gold prospectors, he arrived alone. This is because Augustyn cursed Jasper with the Devil's Touch ritual and made him a social pariah overnight, ostracizing him from all of his friends on the day of his brother's burial. Jasper is the second of Augustyn's victims to be afflicted with this ritual, the first being college student Clark Manny, who found himself, after his sudden social and existential downfall, homeless and occupying Onion Alley, the former residence, if you'd call it that, of Jack. Prince Archibald set up a date with the engineers at Nuker Technologies to meet him at Club Wonderland tomorrow, 2 hours after his scheduled chess match with Famine, telling fidgety nerd Abraham Branson that it would effectively be an audition for the role of Archibald's new best friend. Finally, Excavo got confirmation that the occult rituals in Shedtown that resulted in vampires being unable to feed there had also taken place in various other places in the Midwest over the last 2 decades, and Tremere Regent Leslie Lane privately informed Augustyn that evidence of occult rituals had been discovered in the nearby prospector camp by the Toreador Jeffrey Lamprey.
I would like to send a text message. Is this allowed within the rules of the game? May I text?
Might make you roll for it if it's a complicated.
We text pretty often.
Okay.
Are you meaning you want to text someone outside of the city?
No, but I'm going to use my cell phone roll to text Father Palladian, and I'm going to say, you up?
Am I supposed to be doing those cell phone rolls?
No,
he's trolling.
I'm being goofy for the comedy show.
Father, you get a reply pretty soon from Father Palladian saying, I think this is the first time the two of you have communicated. He's saying, who is this?
Archie, winky face. And then after that, I wait a few beats and then just say, it's Archibald Alvins.
He replies back, yes, I am up.
We decided on 11 for the chess match, right?
I wrote down 9 o'clock for the chess match and 11 o'clock for the date with the nerds.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then I text him 9 p.m., Club Wonderland. We've got Famine come through. THRU.
And he texts back clarifying you mean tomorrow? Because it's 10 now. And yeah, sure, you clear that
Tomorrow.
up. You're talking about
Yes, tomorrow.
And he asks for clarification.
Should I just call him at this point? He's pretty old. Does he not text much?
He asks you, what do you need me at that bar for?
Backup. We got Famine coming through.
A phone call comes through from his number.
Yellow.
Hello, Archibald. Yeah, so what?
That's me. Is this father?
Just what?
Yes, this is Father Palladian, and quite possibly the voice that I used to have. I don't really remember. I think it was a mildly old-sounding voice. So
This is how I recall
needs a
the voice
lozenge.
sounding.
yeah, so what? Famine is going to be at that bar? How do you know this?
Oh, we're gonna play chess. Got her coming through for a little chess match. But in case things go south, which they won't, I will win. But it'll be great to have. I mean, we're gonna have our crew, but do you guys like hunting vampires too?
Not
Like,
in the middle
Famine?
of a crowded bar. Did you deliberately suggest that she meet you in a crowd of innocents?
Well, we have a table reserved.
I
And I own the place, so I can kick everybody else out, like, pretty much any time.
Are you going to do that?
If things go south.
I do not
That's
think
an expression that means, like, if it goes bad.
I know that expression. I'm old. I'm not from outer space, sir.
Darby's like, I get it. Now I get it. Thank you.
Darby's like, what's wrong with the South? Father Palladian continues, I do not think that you thought this through. I implore you to have her meet you somewhere not in a crowd of people who might get hurt. If a fight happens and she feels pinned in, she might kill everyone in that bar.
Okay. Dad, what is the big idea?
I'm sorry, what?
They're people.
His first name is Father, so.
They're just like, I hope it's okay if I call you Daddy.
It's not how most people phrase
you
it.
don't seem to understand. It's the
Phrase
people
it.
in the bar, they aren't vampires or priests. So really, neither of us should have a stake in what happens to them.
This conversation bothers me very much.
If they hang out at Club Wonderland, they're probably not even Christians.
Be
Like
that
your team.
as it may.
Judgy? I mean, I don't know.
Well, if I
Christians can't party? Like, this guy.
I mean, it's not a Sunday.
If I cannot convince you to move this meeting to another location, I will be there. Or I might at least send my students, who I also don't want to put into. I will. How about if I send one of my students?
That would be great. And if you have a chess clock, could you send that too?
I do not have a chess clock, but I'm sure there's an app for that.
Now, with the kidnapping, I wasn't able to bring mine from home.
Again, App Store, Google Play Store, whichever you have. I'm sure if you just type in chess clock, there's got to be something with like 2 buttons, and you just set the phone up on the table, and they just like you just click. I'm there. Like, I haven't seen that, but it would be bizarre if that did not exist.
Okay, so I will go to the Motorola kiosk at the mall, have them order a chess clock with my phone. Got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
please do. And this does not seem like something that you need an ordained priest to assist you with quite late at night. So next time, I mean this with respect and love and patience. Google your first instinct should be just Google. Just hit up Google, see if it's got anything for you, and then fall back on bothering people if it comes to it.
And okay, cool. Sleep tight. Hang up.
And he was in the middle of saying like bless you or something kind, and like cut him off.
I thought it'd be cool if they were there.
Wow, wild card has been introduced.
I miss them.
A hunter will be there.
Yeah, where's Hunter? That's what Darby's been talking about.
Who's Hunter? Is this a character that I'm just completely forgetting?
Oh, I was figuring Darby was like a MAGA, you know. he's been watching.
That Hunter.
No!
He's got a laptop that he stole or something. I haven't followed. We're just mad at him. That's all I know.
We're just mad at him. We just want to feel something.
Just highly impressionable.
They don't like him because he knows how to party.
They're just jealous.
They're jealous. He has all of his hair. And his teeth.
For now.
You wish you could be the
Meth
first
will get
son.
him. Meth always gets him.
Okay, anyway. So,
So
what do you all want to do with our night? I'm gonna study chess.
Yeah, Darby is actively like shoving metal car parts into his new bed frame. Just attempting to create a Frankenstein's monster of a drivable.
Just shoving.
Drivable.
Like
race
actually
car bed.
building something drivable, or just like
No,
cargo cult
no,
just shoving parts.
The intention is to actually build something drivable, but I am picturing Darby haphazardly like holding large pieces of metal up to the side it's like the end result. I'm thinking like Mad Max meets Child's Bed.
Meets car bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that includes like a dude with a guitar and flames and stuff, then
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Witness me.
That's right. Yes.
If you build it, he will
So
come.
That is how Darby is occupied. It's singularly focused. He's got this idea in his head, and he thinks it's awesome. He can't believe his childhood dream is to have a race car bed. He's very fulfilled right now, and he's trying to make it go. It's just like some real like Jungian deep shit happening in front of people right now.
seeing Darby being distracted and no longer at risk of murderizing Augustyn, he heaves a hefty sigh of relief and makes his way over to Excavo and Archie. Comrades, though no quarrel of my own, I've been informed by Lady What's-Her-Fuck and kin that there is, in fact, a persistent pattern. Yes, Lady What's-Her-Fuck. Precisely, that's exactly what I said.
Eidetic memory.
He does it on purpose, even though he remembers everyone's name perfectly. Calls everyone
And
a slightly
presumably
wrong
he would remember words perfectly too.
He negs
All right,
his superiors.
Over here.
Like comrades and magnanimous. Just to name a couple of words randomly.
Though no concern of my own interest, there is, in fact, a continued pattern in these portents of doom that keep arising, these fractal patterns and anomalies. Were you to find any interest in investigating such matters, I suppose I could clear my excruciatingly packed and very much important schedule to accompany.
This is
See,
where
like, even if he wins his dominate roll,
I share what I found.
happens? That's what it says.
What did you find?
With the last time we did the research, so I share my research with everybody.
She comes with the receipts.
You printed it out.
I look up from my biography of Bobby Fischer, and
It gets weird at the end.
I suppose I can take a little break to help investigate. I'll take a little brain break.
Yeah, so everyone sees the result of Excava's work and sees that what's happening in New Cammack appears to be part of a pattern that has played out across at least the Midwest over the last 2 decades.
And trying to see if it matches with what Augustyn is saying about what the Tremere had said to him.
I poke my head into Darby's room, observing him assembling his bed. Darbicus, my good man, would thou
Darbicus.
prefer? Would you like
Darbicus.
Huh? What are you saying?
I do believe we are off to investigate a matter of fairly excruciatingly large importance. Would you care to take your vehicle for a test drive? Is it road ready?
Darby looks at you like you are the biggest idiot on earth. Like, it's literally a bed with like a piece of metal leaning up against the side of it. We've been home for 45 seconds.
Is it road ready?
Are you fucking serious? You're joking. Yeah, no. So what? Darby waves it off. He waves it off. He's like, it's so ludicrous that clearly you were joking. And he's like, what? Where do you need me to go? What are you talking about?
My eidetic memory is failing me. Where did Lady What's Her Fuck say the patterns were arriving at?
Leslie Lane said that the Toreador Jeffrey
area.
spotted them in the prospector camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That dank hole in the ground where the men with spiked rods smacking the ground for some reason tend to congregate.
My urologist said that I should see him again if I have a spiked rod.
Early detection is the key.
Yeah.
Still not exactly sure, but I'm gonna just say okay.
I feel like I would come translate.
Yeah, I mean Darby's just like game, you know. He's giving up. He's giving up trying to understand. He's just like, wherever we're going.
If you like hold a phone up with Google Translate to Augustyn, will it like come back in English?
Excavo could get to work on that.
A special
Yeah,
algorithm.
you could do like word matching and do some sort of NLP with it and like have your own language set and then put that into the translator. Yeah, you could do.
I would love a reverse Google Translate where I put in a normal sentence and it just randomly assigns synonyms until it produces an Augustyn sentence.
There's got to be some sort of like thesaurus switcher thing. That's probably what it's called too.
Because like you could in an iPhone you can assign a word to be something different. So like if you were like write the word dishes, you could have it say like gonna go party instead every time you use the word dishes. But you could do that with like.
But you need just like a pompousizer in general, like an up vocabulary to take you from normal spoken parlance to just like weird anachronisms and.
Wow, I actually found on GitHub someone has a thesaurus API, so I could actually make a script to try to actually do this.
Oh,
just like
beautiful.
pick the least
possible.
used synonym for this word.
Oh, that's
I'm so
wonderful.
into this. Let's automate Augustyn. just
I'll just get you in my phone.
Swap
The
them,
robots are coming
AI.
for Andy's career.
Augustyn, you hear the sound of a human voice coming from one of your pockets momentarily. Sounds like...
Starts like furrowing through pockets.
Darby would have also heard this if you were in the same room.
Because I would have come up there to help translate, so I'd see him.
With heightened senses, could Darby make out the words?
Darby could make out that it was not any word that he recognized, but it articulated better. It sounded a bit like Octung, Octung.
Octung. Yeah.
There's a U2 fan around.
Mm-hmm.
Bewitched thread count!
I don't
Starts
get
like pulling things out of his pocket.
That was the wildest word choice yet.
Just like like a swear.
Did
you
you
know?
did you call your pockets thread counts?
I did.
It's not technically wrong.
Is that metonymy or synecdoche? That's some actual...
Yeah, yeah, no, that's
Blake, you would know.
That's a flex. That's a deep grammar flex. Well played.
Oh man.
Grammar flex.
I don't think it would be synecdoche. No. So
Does a
autonomy probably.
manic investigatory look through all of my pockets reveal the source of this audio?
You turn out your pockets, and in front of you, Darby sees you pile just a bunch of seeds, a bunch of sprouts, a clownishly large amount of tomatoes, a fat, heavy metal challenge coin that Prince Delacroix gave you, 2 Tontos, bear snacks, 2 semi-automatic pistols, your wand of repairing, your magic canteen, 3 potions of invisibility, a magic wooden hand, samples of papyrus, and a TCU walkie-talkie, which begins speaking again. And you hear this walkie-talkie say, Octung, Octung, Johnny Supreme reports the 2 jockeys are off the board and assumed out of play. Repeat, 2 jockeys are assumed out of play. Jockey Green and Jockey Lean failed check-in and are suspected neutralized by Padre. Guard Bravo 1 was with Jockey Lean and has been neutralized. This is a code red. Surveillance teams are now ordered to capture or take out Padre on site, as well as any associates. Repeat, surveillance teams ordered to capture or take out Padre and associates at first opportunity. Jockey Mean will be assembling Alpha Guards for a strike team. Stand by for further orders.
Padre. Father.
Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, perplexed, but kind of getting the sense that that's important information. I give it to Excavo, because they take notes.
And after like a long time goes by, Darby's just like, I think the sound was coming from there.
Yeah, so I guess we have car talk to go over then, because, like...
Yeah, the walkie-talkie
So
doesn't say anything else.
Resisting the urge to be like, copy that, standing by, but, like, yeah, cool.
That's a big
put
10-4.
There we go. Thanks, good buddy.
Wait, where did you get the walkie-talkie from? I forget.
Oh, who...
The guard, the armed guard that Darby killed in the
J'accuse moi?
in the drainage system outside Death's lair.
Oh.
Oh, a while back. Huh.
A couple days in game.
Just the serial robbery pays off again.
That's true. That's true. I'm surprised the battery life on this walkie is phenomenal. I'm going to go ahead and pocket everything except the walkie, and I hold it quizzically out to Darby. Like, would you like the magical talk box?
Oh, man. Are you sure you want to do that? Okay, yeah, so Darby grabs it, and he's just like,
Uh-oh.
he gets on it, and he's just like, breaker
reach.
one.
No, I reach for it.
10-4,
He
good
starts
buddy.
I reach.
I think I get breaker 1-9 out before you stop me.
No!
Excavo
I
can
don't-
attempt.
No, like, yeah, give her a roll.
Yeah, like this. I'm gonna call it dexterity plus athletics. I mean, I'd say dexterity plus athletics or brawl would get the job done. If you're trying to just like slap it out of his hand.
Do I see her coming? Like, I'm not really. I'm focused on my chatter. Not sure.
I mean, she'd be in the room in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'll get to oppose this. It's pretty good.
8, 6, 3, 8.
There's
Three
three successes. Darby has to get at least 3 to not be thwarted.
From just breaker 1-9, or if I succeed, do I get to say more ratchet shit before she steals it?
If you get 2 successes or fewer, it's slapped out of your hand before you get anything out.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to break it. I think I would, like...
She's snatching
Yeah,
it.
sure. If you get 3 or more, then yeah, it's just your walkie-talkie.
Love it. Okay, what am I rolling here?
I think dexterity plus athletics makes the most sense. 8
Plus
dice.
I get my
plus-
celerity.
Yeah,
So 9
I
dice.
like, when you said brawl, I'm like, I know he's gonna overshoot me.
I got 3. Barely.
4. Yeah, 3.
I mean, the outcome that I think is fair, the outcome that I thought was going to happen, is that I say only breaker 1-9, and then I wasn't really actively trying to keep the thing. I thought the prince was telling me to do this, I thought Augustyn was telling me to do this when he handed it to me.
Sometimes
So I
foreshadowing is
think
obvious.
she gets it. So I get out breaker 1-9 only, and then she gets it.
In Excavo's hand, the walkie-talkie, there's a long pause, and it says, "Say again."
Turn it off.
Aw.
Then you don't hear anything.
Wait, oh, come on. Oh.
No! I don't think they know we have this.
Darby is just actively pouting. Like, oh, come on. Man, nobody ever lets me do anything cool. This sucks. Bunch of shit.
Food.
Finally got like a trucker CB, and
No! Oh, no.
I could have had a convoy on my hands here, and you ruined it.
Speaking of convoy, shall we?
Darby
Yes.
is still amiably oblivious and along for the ride.
Cool.
He's got a whole new lease on life. Honestly, he's like
We've not
way
filled it in.
happier
We should
now with
probably
this
fill it
project
in.
in his life. Like, he's freaking jacked. Little bloodlust is gone from him. What car are we taking?
I mean, as far as I understood it, you're the wheels, man.
Well, I'm not sure what we have available.
Oh, fair.
Like what is at our location.
Oh, I think everything. I think the Escalade, Aston Martin, and the Lamborghini. Though I think that, yeah. So those and the
like
motorcycle, the sidecar, and the helicopter.
So I Google it, and just like how far away are we going? I mean, I know Darby has a good map of the town at this point, but I'm just trying to get a sense of the distance we're trying to travel.
Oh yeah, from Darby Manor to the Prospector Camp, they're on the same side of town. They're not that far from each other, like a mile or less.
Oh, okay. Darby's also calculating, so there's no utility in the MKT either. So he just, I think he just hops in the Escalade to take as many people and as much equipment as we need to take, and we just get after it.
So it's all four of you going into the prospector camp?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Think so? Taking the whole squad.
So you get into the Escalade, and you're heading down that road into the woods that you've taken a few times. You spot Jasper's truck pulled over on the side of the road, and as you pass by it, it sounds like he's listening to sad music really loud and just kind of like sobbing to himself in the driver's seat. He's just idling there. So you drive right past him. And
not our problem.
You head to the prospector camp, and you see that as before, there's a fire going. There are prospectors sitting around it, cooking up some food, and like playing cards, telling stories, palling around. And a lot of them look like they're like brushing their teeth, spitting on the ground, like getting ready for bed. And you pull up, and they spot your headlights, and they look and they wave, and they're all friendly, and they say hey. And as you walk up, like they continue, but they're giving you like friendly, nods and waves of acknowledgement.
Darby doesn't really want to give away that he doesn't remember why we're here, but he's just like, what? Tell me
I feel
again,
like we would have briefed you in the car.
What exactly we're looking for? Yeah, resume the briefing.
Well, yeah, Darby had his car brief, but we need an on-site brief too. You know how it goes.
Augustyn knows about this part, the whole Tremere thing, what they told him.
So, in Augustyn speak, but in normal, not Augustyn speak.
We translate in our heads.
Right.
Yes. There were noted fractal rituals that were done here as well, similar to the ones we found.
I know about fractals.
Yeah, we've all talked. So we're in the zone where the feeding doesn't work.
Yes,
the magic zone, and we're trying to hunt down.
They've said they suspect there's more shit happening here, and we're here to investigate like the extent of the shit. If we can't feed, if there's any sign from like maybe the prospectors, like who the fuck been here.
So we're just kind of executing an investigation of this area because it is affected similarly, and we might be able to learn.
Indeed.
Okay, so I guess we start looking around. Do we roll cumulative investigation dice?
Well, what Augustyn was told and what is conveyed to you is that the Toreador Jeffrey was going through, and he spotted. Yeah, there's weird stuff in the woods. Looks like someone is doing some sort of cult ritual, and he described it to Leslie. Leslie described it to you. It sounded like exactly what was happening in Shedtown. But Jeffrey didn't mention anything specific about like being unable to feed.
Yes. Thank you.
So, am I correct that everyone's in the woods, everyone's splitting up and just like looking for weird stuff?
Definitely looking for weird stuff, 100%.
Yeah.
Darby being Darby.
Well, how about this? Darby, go ahead and give me a perception plus investigation roll, difficulty 7, because it's dark.
I am bad at this, but I have heightened senses. Does that help me see in the dark, or is that a different thing?
I'll say that'll help you enough to get it down to standard difficulty.
Okay. I don't have very many dice in this department.
You walk around.
Yikes.
And you go. You're walking along a couple trails in the outskirts of the camp, and you're looking for anything weird, and you realize like they wouldn't put something weird on a trail. That's not weird enough. It'd be off the path, and you just start going off into bushes. And you find yourself quite tangled up in just going like 10, 20 feet into like thick shrubs. And you don't spot anything that seems unusual to you.
Do I have to ask Augustyn for help to get out of these trees? That'd be so embarrassing. I'm trying to escape from my peril here. Just get back onto the trail.
Give me a quick dexterity plus athletics roll, please. You escape the bushes without injuring yourself. Who else is going around and, like Darby, investigating?
I didn't do it, team. Bad investigator.
I am doing that.
Same thing. Perception plus investigation difficulty 6, because you also have heightened senses.
Roll Rooney. Ooh. Interesting roll.
That's pretty good.
Looks like 3 successes.
3. Mm-hmm.
You are looking around. You have your cell phone flashlight on. You're kind of sweeping the area in the space that Darby isn't investigating, like the next one up. And you do spot what seems like a little clearing. There's the path, and then there are like trees and bushes and tall plants alongside it. And you spot that it seems like a few feet into the woods where there's a bunch of like really tall grass and stuff. It looks like there's a break where someone had cleared out a little clearing, and you step through these tall plants. I don't have a good like vegetation vocabulary for this scene, I realized. But you spot a little semi-hidden clearing where it looks like the same ritual had taken place. There is a raccoon that has been divided into 5 pieces and placed at the points of what looks like a pentagram that's been drawn into the cleared off forest floor. And it looks like the same thing that was in Shedtown.
I assume
Okay,
we're all
and-
split up, so I want to... I don't know, how far apart are we? Can I just be like, hey? Or should I send out like a ping?
Yeah, you're in shouting distance of everybody.
Oh. Hello, over here. I found something. Looks very familiar.
Okay, and just to kind of flesh out this scene as we get closer, I know you said you were struggling with the vegetation vocabulary, but would you say the plants surrounding this, would they be more like carrots, more like turnips? Is this
Oh no.
like a corn situation? What exactly?
About
what
as
kind
high-
of vegetation are we talking about?
About as high as midsummer corn.
Got it. Man, it would have been hard to find this in there.
Midsummer corn.
That's what 3 successes get you.
Welcome to-
So everyone is now beholding the second place where they've found one of these ritual locations. You notice that Darby, his hair's a bit mussed up, his clothes are a little bit torn. It looks like he just went through something.
Does this look familiar to all of you?
I would have found it. I almost found it as well. So
Well, I mean, that could have been anyone. How do we know it's the same guys?
Peers over the grass at the nearby prospectors by their fire.
Wait, what?
I mean, isn't this ritual that we've seen prior? Isn't the effect of it that we can't like feed within this area?
That's what
like,
happened in
impossible?
Shedtown.
So yes, I peer over the grass suspiciously at the prospectors chilling at the fire. Further investigation is necessary.
But you see that they don't seem to be doing anything suspicious. They're just kind of sitting around the fire shooting the shit.
Par for the course, I'm communicating poorly. I am suggesting through my actions that we need to test feed on somebody. Trying to suggest through my actions that we need to test feed on somebody to see if this is the same ritual.
I don't know if that's necessary. I I believe I probably have like downloaded the images from like 2001 and like all these other ritual sites. And I'm like looking through them.
Isn't Augustyn an occult specialist? Don't you have 5 dots of occult? Like, I feel like you'd be able to
I do have
easily
something silly like that.
eyeball whether this was the same occult ritual.
And he'd have that beautiful memory.
A prospector walks up to all of you and says,
Oh.
"Hey guys, are you looking for something? Did you guys like lose something out here?"
Does he come in neck
make
first?
Sure to get in front of him so he doesn't see what's behind us. Cause
Oh no, yeah, he's not.
This.
He's not like he's on the path, maybe like 10, 20 feet away from you. He's like, "Hey guys, what's
towards him?"
Darby looks into the camera and shrugs, and then goes and feeds on the guy for his one missing blood point, just casually.
But like, where the ritual?
The guy, who you may or may not recognize as a gentleman who introduced himself as Milton Bunkum at Jack's first funeral, is like, "Hey, we'd be happy to help you out if you're looking for..." And then he goes limp and gets all drunk and, kiss intoxicated. He's like, what are you, that's unusual. And he passes out.
That's my neck.
Gotcha. I attempt to draw 1 point of blood. Darby burps and realizes that this guy must have been a meth addict, I guess. Oops.
Oh wait, shit, yeah. So Darby, you don't do that because we keep forgetting that you're a Ventru.
Yeah, I just really couldn't have done that.
You go for his neck, and he recoils a little bit at the same time you do, because your Ventru sense kicks in, and you realize, oh, this guy is not someone I can feed on.
You're
Can I
gross,
make him
dude.
forget what just happened? Like you saw nothing.
I don't have that much dominate.
So the guy comes up. He's trying to be helpful. He's offering assistance with whatever you guys are doing. And then all of a sudden, Darby, who looks like an elderly man who's been running through the woods and getting torn up by them, charges at him from these bushes, leaps out like a tiger through tall grass, and then just like lunges at his throat and then recoils. He takes this as an obvious, though very strange signal of like, get the fuck out of here. So he puts his hands up. He's like, whoa, 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 fine. And he turns around. He starts walking away, kind of like looking back and making sure you guys aren't attacking him or anything. And he goes right back to the prospector camp. Like,
what are the chances of finding a prospector who doesn't like meth?
Looking at this, I mean, they do bring up a good point. I have 2 points in investigation and 4 points in the occult. Am I able to suss out anything about this particular ritual?
The air feels strange in the area. And it's a familiar kind of strange feeling. Your spidey sense is tingling a little bit, but that's the only thing that you like automatically get.
Okay.
You have other magical means of investigation, potentially.
This is true. I could commune with the plants nearby. We are surrounded by them.
Finally.
So,
Plants everywhere.
I will go ahead and I forget the exact name of the spell.
Herbal wisdom, I think.
Plantus
I think
tacus.
that sounds approximately correct.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Accio plant
I've got all these
vocabulary.
Oh my god. I've got all these tabs open for other paths of thaumaturgy, and usually I've just got the green path up. Yes. Herbal wisdom. I'll go ahead and attempt to do. It is. I forget the exact roll. It's not wisdom. It is,
I'm gonna actually give this to you for free. You have time to clear your mind and do it very carefully. And for 1 blood point, you pull it off. What specific plant nearby do you think you're going to be talking to?
The sexiest one.
Clearly the nearest tomato. You said it's basically a tall grass clearing, right? There aren't any other like major discernible plant species nearby, or are there like nearby trees that surround us?
There's nearby trees. You're like in between a couple trees, and there are some bushes, and it's the forest. There's like probably within 10 feet of you, there are like 10, 20 different kinds of plants.
I touch whichever one I think to be the oldest and nearest tree.
I am surprised I didn't look up, like, what are the native trees of this area? Let's say an oak. An oak.
Oak.
You touch an oak, and you start to hear it communicating with you. You hear sort of like a grumbling, rustling, like this thing is waking up after an extremely long nap, and the oak says to you, "Yeah, what?"
Fond greetings, friend. I apologize for disturbing your rest. I wish to understand the recent horrid occurrences that have taken place nearby. Could you lend me your experience as to what a gesture with my brain space?
Boy, I do not know what you... Do you know how late it is? I gotta get up and photosynthesize. Son, what do you need? What are you really asking me?
What happened in that space over yonder, where one raccoon became 5 1/5 of a raccoon?
Oh yeah. Critter got split. Sad.
Who would have done such a
Like
atrocious thing?
Like a Trump tweet?
Bigger.
Yeah, why does it sound like a Trump tweet?
Bigger critter.
Sad.
I don't understand you critters always harming each other. Us plants don't do that. You guys are dicks.
Has anything strange happened in this area since that critter harmed the smaller critter? Do you feel anything strange in the ground, in the air? Is there anything different about this space?
One big critter tried to bite another big critter on the neck just now.
I feel so helpless. I can't speak tree.
No, big critter come with small critter, lots of small critter, and big critter make small critter stop, and then made small critter many.
Well, one sec. I'm trying to think out.
Reassemble, Stephanie.
Did you happen to observe...
The tree starts to snore.
Hey! I kind of prod the tree a little bit. Where did they go when they were done making one critter many?
That way north, between where sun rises and sun sets. That way. Toward hill.
Before I let you drift off to happy slumber sleepy times, I must know. Hey! Shakes tree some more. Did the bigger critters crawl inside of another critter before leaving, or did they leave by their own 2 limbs?
Are we all just like watching him talk to this fucking tree?
Yep.
Like,
I
is
think
this
we were
is this just like
watching
a
a one-sided conversation. We don't know what the tree is saying.
Well, sure.
Correct. But you are hearing Augustyn. The tree says, "No, big critter walk like you. Walk here, walk there, Then I did not see Big Critter.
And it was only one big critter who did this? Question mark.
Yeah, only one big critter.
And for realsies this time, last question. How are you doing?
Very tired. Sunset. Must sleep.
Invariably.
Does the
Thank
tree
you.
have a
Thank you.
name?
I tossed 2 tomatoes at the base of the tree with no explanation and communicate that it was one person who mangled the critter and went north. Specifically, I give that information to Excavo, who I imagine is penning together something resembling a map with their information. Is that accurate? You'd be like cross-referencing databases, hacking the systems. Okay.
The systems.
The Gibson.
So you walk away from that location, and Augustyn leads you in the rough direction that the tree indicated that the person who did the ritual went in. And it takes a little while to find it, but you do find a second ritual location. Same thing, different animal. This time it's a Canadian goose, actually. And so obviously, must be a formidable warrior to have defeated one of those beasts. And as you arrive at that location, you hear a group of prospectors assembling at the previous one. And you hear them talking in really concerned voices like where did they go? You said that the guy attacked you? We shouldn't stand for such things. Because one of them talks like that. Another one being like, well, I don't know. Maybe we should spread out. They might be hopped up on drugs or something, but we got to flush them out of here for our safety.
Yeah, wasting no time, I'm going to try and touch another nearby tree. And with my previous experience. Big critter that turned small critter into many small critters. Where to did they go?
All right, that'll be another blood point, but I will give that to you without a roll. And the tree, you're just trying to quickly get an answer. Where did the person who did this go?
Yeah, before the prospectors catch up to us.
The tree indicates where the next location is.
I'm imagining just holding up a branch,
And
pointing.
it takes a little bit of time, but you do find the third location. But are you trying to be stealthy so that the prospectors don't find you or don't hear you running around in the woods?
Yeah.
How about this? Everybody, please give me a dexterity plus stealth roll. If you don't have stealth, then this is difficulty 7. Otherwise, it's difficulty 6.
Wait, what are the two characteristics we're rolling?
Oh,
Dexterity and stealth.
Dexterity and stealth.
Dexterity and stealth. Okay.
So
Standard difficulty or difficulty 7 if you don't have stealth.
0 stealth.
5 successes.
So, everyone is tiptoeing very carefully through the woods and stepping over branches and not brushing up against things. All of you were ninjas. And Archibald trips over a big root at the base of a tree and falls into just a bush that topples over and knocks it's a whole slapstick thing. It's quite loud. It sounds momentarily like someone's driving a car through the forest.
At that moment, I am getting away from him. I'm going to hide behind a nearby tree.
Now that I know that trees can communicate, I am apologizing to each one as I flop by.
Like, oops.
Sorry. Excuse me. Pardon.
So you've all arrived at the third ritual location around the camp. Excavo's hiding behind a tree, and in the distance you're starting to see what look like flashlights kind of sweeping the forest in your direction and getting closer to you.
I bet they're still setting this up. Let's keep chasing them down.
Hold on. So it's night. It's night, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
you would hope
That's
so.
when we can do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We forgot again.
so non-combat, but can I roll with a sense of urgency since he's being so polite to my vegetative comrades? Can I run up to the root that he tripped on and pop another blood for Dance of Vines, instructing it to keep doing what it just did, but trip the ever-living shit out of dudes with bright doohickeys walking through?
You want to make like a vine trap behind you.
Yeah. It's night, so, I mean, they don't know that the vines are doing it deliberately, maybe?
It's nighttime now? In-game?
Yeah.
Shit.
And thank God.
It's a good setting for vampires.
It is a great setting for vampires.
The cool thing about Dance of Vines, if I remember right, and I'm looking it up now, is that does not require any contact. I think it's any plant in your line of sight. Yeah, it doesn't say explicitly that you have to touch it, so I think it's any massive plants up to your own weight. So you can not only get this one root to go on a tripping mission, you can get somewhere close to 200 pounds of plant material in this whole section of the forest to all hold people or trip them or whatever you want.
Cool. I'm with the caveat of pointing at the four of us, like, not us, but anyone not us, please. Fuck them up. Whip them ankles.
Whip them ankles.
Give me a quick, for that, a roll power roll difficulty of 6. Cool. And an intelligence plus occult roll standard difficulty. Yeah, you got this. So the prospectors seem to be heading in your direction, but you've successfully told all the plants to slow them down in presumably the least masquerade breaky way that they can, like subtly trip them. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So are you sticking around or are you fleeing that area?
I believe keep trying to plot onto each individual ritual site. We're at the third one?
Yes.
Do we have any reason to believe that there were only 3, or are we looking for a total of 5? Does anyone have any insight on that?
You weren't told
I
anything
feel it's
specific.
usually 5.
I feel like it's 5. Man, I'm going to be hungry by the end of this. I'd like to pop another blood and talk to another plant and see if I can't get them to point us... Well, wait, no, we've got 3, right?
Yep.
What is the rough shape of... Can we use the shape of the pattern we're moving in to suss out the last 2?
There we go.
Give me an investigation plus intelligence, please.
Whoa.
4 successes. Yeah, you get a sense, like, if you were heading roughly from 1 to 2 to 3, kind of like fanning out a little bit to make it easier to find. And it feels like you hit the top 3 points of a pentagon. And following that pattern, even before you're on top of it, you start heading in one direction and you see another little clearing just off of a path. And you feel pretty confident that you know where where the next one is, at least.
Excavo, is GPS tracking on your phone active? Do you feel like you have any techno way of drawing a map out of this so we get a sense of scale?
And it'd just be like around the prospector camp would be the scale, right?
Actually, yeah, that brings up a good point. I mean, is the camp itself
Yeah, we're just
in the
walking
middle of
around
this
the camp.
pentagon?
That's how I was seeing it.
You are circling around the prospector camp, but it doesn't seem like the prospector camp is in the exact center. It seems like the prospector camp might just like incidentally be inside of this big circle.
Yeah, it's just like inside.
It's not like perfectly spaced all around the perimeter of the camp or anything like that.
Okay. Does anyone else have insights on what they would like to investigate now that we found all 5 of the ritually dudes?
Is there a path like across the middle, like a pentagram inside the pentagon to where we could see if there was something in the center?
So what I can do is I can put the pins on like Google Maps and like try and triangulate or pentagulate where the center would be, and we could just go there.
Sure. Yeah, that isn't that difficult. You run to the center, and the center is just a little ways off of the middle of the camp where all the fires and tents would be. In fact, going to the center, you would be visible to anyone who is still like in the camp and looking around, but you look into the camp and you don't see anyone in the camp. They all seem to be in the woods, and you hear them like struggling and cursing kind of off in the distance as they're apparently tangled up in the plants that Augustyn animated. And you look in the center.
Tangled up in.
Look in the center, and someone please give me a perception plus investigation roll.
This is like advanced geocache, but more blood. Nope.
That's one
One
success for Excavo.
Wait, are we all doing this?
I did it.
I heard multiple dice rolls, so I joined in. I got it. Successes.
Got 2.
Success.
Perception plus investigation.
Yeah, let's say with everyone who has looked around, you look around and you feel pretty certain that what Darby get. Darby also feels.
Yes.
We're perceiving so much right now.
Wow.
We have opened the doors
feel
of perception.
everything.
Each of you independently is searching for anything unusual, anything noteworthy. Each of you independently comes to the conclusion that there isn't anything special in the center of this thing.
Well, I guess we should check the other 2 clearings.
Do we have a shovel? We gotta start digging.
You're strong. You could just...
Oh, true. I've done it before.
It is also a prospector camp. There could very well just be mine shafts that take you back.
Hey, Archie, check it out. What if right here from the center you jump as high as you can and just look around with your super jumping?
and then take super fall damage.
Or I could throw you, combine with your jump, and then I could try to catch you, and maybe you wouldn't even hurt yourself.
Like do a little like a cheerleader fly.
Like a
Yes.
team up, like a superhero team up shit. Let's do this.
Okay, can I use my leaps and bounds to jump very high and look around?
Any consequence is yours. I'm hiding behind the tree again.
Darby wants you to go so far in the air. Like, the goal is to get you
I've learned
an
that I can't
absurd
hit people.
height.
They will hurt me.
Throw me right back home.
Do
Right.
we
Straight up.
do we want to spend time actually doing the math to see what the 2 of you can accomplish?
What the fuck else are we doing here? The whole thing is done. The answer is yes. I want to do it. Throwing a full-size human vampire man.
So the answer to that is about 39 feet.
Tight.
That is about two school buses worth of height, just straight up.
Yeah, so the two of you are, for whatever reason, are crouched down. Darby on bottom, Archibald on his shoulders, crouched down.
Old man Darby.
Darby is holding Archibald's feet, and then at the same time, Darby springs up and shoves, and Archibald springs off of him, and immediately, like a bird, alight against the backdrop of the sky, Archibald is way in the air and sees the...
As I sail up, my last thought is...
Like you're gonna die. Love that.
No, it's not even that. It's... What am I supposed to be looking for? And then I'm in the air. 39 feet up.
I don't know what we're...
You see the two other ritual locations in similar clearings where you would expect them to be. You see the prospector camp that has no one in it at the moment. And you see a group of, maybe it's hard to tell, like maybe 10 guys struggling to get out of some thick, tangly bushes. And... a couple of them look up and seem to spot you. Suddenly.
I mean.
Suddenly.
Yeah.
going through the air.
Are you making a noise as you're up there? Like,
Has he reached match altitude yet? Give it to us in real time. Like, is he still on the ascent?
He just keeps going up, man.
Visibility.
Are you screaming as you go up there? Is that scary for you?
What's his rate? What's the
I'm
speed?
not scared at all. I wave, though.
This isn't... Oh, no.
I mean, he's already dead. Like, what's about to happen?
He's already dead.
As I sort of float at the apex of my height, I do have a thought that is something like, wait, this was Darby's idea.
You can see the other prospectors in the... there's still a little bit of moonlight. It's a waxing crescent moon, last I checked. And you see your own shadow in the moonlight pass over the group of prospectors for a moment as they're glancing up in your direction.
Hey.
I think we broke Augustyn.
Does Darby attempt to get out of the way of the falling Archibald?
I'm going for the catch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
do something.
Full-on fireman catch. Darby's
part of the deal.
Rest of the session is rolling 2 new characters.
They're just gonna
when
full-on miss
he's
each other.
Smashed in an Archie-sized hole in the ground.
Dexterity plus athletics, please, Darby.
Take a breath, Augustyn.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
That's a 0.
Wait.
Well. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm hidden.
It's just 39 feet.
It's fine. I only have 9 fucking dice for this. No.
It's 4 stories.
What do I roll for land? Oh, only 4 stories. That's not bad. I'm a vampire. Why would they gift me with the ability to jump this high if I couldn't survive the fall?
Because I love to see you
Unfortunately,
fly.
it's not written like that.
Who would make a game system that foolish?
They don't
Who
care.
would let you play a game system?
Like,
You take...
Now
You have fortitude, don't you?
I do.
No, Darby doesn't take any damage. Archibald, go ahead and roll your stamina dice, please. 3 dice.
I didn't consider how I have 0 points in survival.
We didn't consider a lot of things.
Seems like the most
you're in
important
the air
stat,
now.
if you really think about it.
Let's see. I'm looking for any other sort of skill here.
As you're plummeting.
Yeah.
Your skill against
Let me just look at my
gravity.
skills real quick.
I have academics.
You can try to grab a tree on your way down instead of just landing.
We have established we're in a clearing.
Yeah, so are there
I'm rolling
trees
my
within
stamina
reach?
dice.
Oh,
Okay.
he did it. Soak 2.
You land with a heavy thud, and your pride is bruised, but nothing else. You take no damage.
Sick. We
Oh,
did the
shit.
big jump, baby.
Does he land
Keep that
on
moving
me,
in our back
or
pocket.
am I able to get out of the way? A botch would have been getting crushed.
Lands next to you. So
Yeah, I have this image of Darby like, oh, I'm gonna catch him, and then he lands like 6 feet that way, and he's just like,
When the smoke and dust clears, you just see me and Darby sitting on the ground high-fiving.
Did you see how fucking high that was? Oh yeah, that was awesome. Shit.
I haven't been that high since college.
So you hear the sounds of the prospectors slowly, laboriously heading in your direction, and one of them clearly says, "What in the fuck was that?"
I'm not coming out.
I think it was Batman, dude.
Shush! Shush!
So, what'd you learn, Space Cadet?
Well, those prospectors are still over there dealing with the trees. And there are 2 more ritual sites. Nothing else of note.
Yeah, we know.
How do we track this thing? Seems like it's not here anymore.
Well, I didn't really get a good look. Throw me up again.
You hear in the distance one of the prospectors says, "Wait, look! Oh my god, what did they do?
See, I knew
Looks like
this would happen. I
they
knew this would
killed
happen.
an
They're flames.
animal."
They're flames.
Oh my god, we have to find him! And you hear more like wrestling against plants.
I think maybe we've learned everything we need to learn. Maybe we ought to get the hell out of Dodge.
Are you sure there's nothing to be said for one more jump?
I like that energy, and I do want to put in some reps on this, but I think it's time for us to get out of here, sir.
Right on, let's go. Can we stop by that new store that I went to the other day? The Trampoline Emporium? I have an idea.
Ooh.
10 steps ahead of you, boss.
All right, let's head back home, team.
So you get back into your car and you pull away just as it seems like the prospectors are emerging from the woods, trying
Somehow
awkwardly
with
to give chase.
pitchforks and torches now.
Is there a way I could, like, obfuscate our license plate so they don't know?
That is a power that is not a power that you have, though. You can obfuscate the whole car with enough obfuscate, but
You wouldn't obfuscate a car.
Oh, I would. I've downloaded plenty of pizza.
you do not have this option.
No.
You can just yank
I
the
don't have that
license
option.
plate off if you wanted to. But so, do you head back to Darby Manor?
That's where Darby starts driving, unless somebody
Take the
tells me to go
long
somewhere
way
else.
so we're not followed? Do they have a car?
You
I
don't notice
know.
yourself being followed. No.
Okay. Well, then, fine. Yeah.
I relay the information we gathered here to Leslie. What's his fuck?
Lane.
Leslie Lane.
Lane. Okay, I thought that was too simple, and I had to be misremembering it.
Leslie Boulevard. Sure.
Laine.
I forward this information to him, imploring the Chantry for any assistance they might offer in tracking the culprit. Because it sure seems like my back is going to be, like, I'm going to have scoliosis because I'm carrying this whole goddamn operation for them.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
But-
Leslie
My bad.
replies, Augustyn, how delightful you were able to attend to that investigation so promptly, and I assume you covered up this evidence of occult activity so that the mortals will not find it, correct?
Oh. I'm going to lean into my ability for impeccable lies, my subterfuge, and yes.
Oh, excellent. You were asking...
Is he able to lie to his Tremere boss, though? Like, I feel like, doesn't he have some sort of aversion to doing that?
Isn't he, like,
He's
bound in
not
some way to
magically
not lie?
compelled to tell the truth to him.
Just a little bit of feels bad, man.
Trust me, if there were a way to magically compel Augustyn to do things, we would have done it a long time ago.
Augustyn is very aware that it is insubordination, and he would be punished if he were caught. But it's Augustyn, so...
He don't give a fuck.
He does not.
My boy,
He's rich.
you need assistance tracking down this Famine character. Well, I'm sure that we can and would be happy to offer some sort of assistance. Feel free to stop by the chantry at your convenience, and we might be able to formulate a plan.
Darby's heightened
Famine,
senses pick that up.
we're meeting up with her tomorrow.
Pestilence.
We could use your help with war, though. We have no real leads on war.
What is he good for?
Goddamn.
Comrades,
Absolutely nothing.
I believe we might
Says
leverage...
Edwin
Not me.
Starr.
Sing it again, no.
Comrades, I do believe we might leverage the good favor we've curried through shouldering the burden of the Chantry's apathy. Were we to swing by their domicile, we might be able to make use of their resources.
Okay. Darby starts scooting over toward the chantry.
Are we not in the chantry already?
Oh, we're in the car, right?
No, this is
Oh.
Patrick.
He was talking
okay.
to Leslie on the phone.
Yeah.
While driving.
Okay. I would like to go in the chantry, yes.
Yeah, we can head there.
You
By the magic of our imagination.
I haven't been
No,
here
just-
in a bit.
you knock on the door, and
the
the door slowly creeps open, and a very short gentleman says, "Pleasurable to make your happenstance."
Yes, I was wondering. Well, my associate here needs to meet with Leslie, but I was wondering if I might speak with a certain Batman.
Oh, that would be me, and I can summon the master of the house for Augustyn to speak to forthwith. And he reaches into his cloak and maintains eye contact and just fires off an air horn and then puts it back into his cloak.
Oh, man. Darby's heightened senses just like...
Also, let's be clear, it doesn't sound like a regular air horn. The noise that it makes is exactly the noise that Graham just
It
made.
sounded like a bleeding goat or something.
He actually makes the sound with his own voice. He holds it up. You hear just the pointless click when he presses on it, and then verbally he goes, and from like...
Wait.
Go ahead.
Can I interrupt to just tell like a brief anecdote from my day that's relevant, and I promise it relates?
I am incredibly curious as to how
shit.
this
Yeah.
is going to come
Do it.
together.
Okay, so in my class the other day, we divvied out some classroom jobs so that the students can do labor for me. But one class elected one of their classmates to be the official shusher who gets the class quiet if everyone is too rowdy. The weekend went
But
by.
they're real
and
popular.
today this student brought in a megaphone to my class.
Wow.
I was like, why do you have that? Anyway, that was fun.
Seems
Did he
counterproductive for total shushing.
I that's what I said, but it was also very funny.
Or
Didn't
the
have to
teachers
use
like
it
hearing
today.
this megaphone going off?
I think whoever
You're
buys a megaphone for a child
It's like-
is either a real asshole or just really funny. That's a good prank on their parents.
right? Crazy. Anyway,
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
And it comes with batteries too.
I need
Good,
like loud
that's a good
toy.
uncle gift.
Yeah, the loudest
Oh, for
toy.
sure.
Get that.
Leslie comes from around the corner as if he were just standing around the corner, and he has a scroll out and that he's reading, and he goes, "Oh, yes, all of you. Gonna have to start charging rent soon. How might I help you?" "Oh, we were just having that phone conversation. Augustyn, yes, how about the two of us sit down in the parlor and talk about how we might track down this Famine character?"
Don't you have like a scrying bowl, or do you need like chicken bones? How's it work?
And Leslie turns his back on Darby and just starts walking out as if he's not hearing anything.
Oh, okay, come on.
Augustyn presumably follows him into the parlor, but will continue the conversation between Archibald and the Revenant, who calls himself Batman, which is, I'm guessing, in the presence of Darby and Excavo. This Revenant says,
What now?
hey Batman,
I
long
got something weird in
time
my ear. What?
no see. It's an honor as always. I just wanted to share with you some disturbing news.
and he pulls in much closer and just gently touches your chest with his hand.
Some. I'm sorry. It's very
That
funny.
is not appropriate, Batman.
Some members of your rogues gallery, the prospectors, I overheard them saying that they saw the Batman. There was a Batman sighting, and it just seems to me that you were here the whole time. So
I am here every time.
exactly.
Really good
I'm
for your secret
quite-
identity, Batman.
I'm quite quadrangled in this building.
So
Did you guys go to the same boarding school or something?
that tickled me. So I'm just saying,
He suddenly turns
It
his head 90
seems
degrees.
it seems like there's probably a second
Leans in.
Batman around here somewhere.
Oh yes, she is upstairs. I can
Has
summon
she
her.
has she been out of the house tonight?
Only to take out the trash, I believe. She conveys garbage for us.
It seems like some heroes might need to do something about some prospectors who are liars, fibbers, morally unjust. I just wanted to let you two know, as the
happening? Oh,
only
no.
Batmans in town. This town isn't big enough for a third Batman.
Is it like Highlander rules? How's it go?
Sir, you can count upon me. Also, I don't
Is that
follow.
another vampire joke, the Count?
No.
Yes.
You.
All right.
I think
Pleasure
I will.
doing.
I will bring the prospectors here to you. Forthwith.
No. I don't want to see these prospectors. They'd have no business with me.
I understand. I will blind you, and then bring the prospectors here.
No. The prospectors, they have business with you. Catch my drift? I take $1 out of my billfold and give it to him.
Is this a sex thing?
I'm lost too, Batman.
We go into the parlor where Leslie is sitting down with Augustyn. And Leslie has helpfully laid out a map. And he has circled Shedtown. And he circled the area of the prospector camp that there's confirmation that the ritual happened there. And he asks you, Augustyn, so, Augustyn, how shall we tackle this? I have ideas, but I want you to have an opportunity to shine, my boy.
A sun does not need an opportunity to shine, he shines at a constant. Please, bestow unto me your glimmering ideas. Create an amalgam solar system from our mutual shinings.
He reaches into his shirt and he pulls out this blue silk like little rope, and he takes out a fountain pen. He starts like putting the end of the rope at Shedtown, and then like making like rough circles to try to find like what point is equidistant between it, and he does a bunch of like compass circular math and figures out the shape of a circle that would include the center of New Cammack and also both of these points. And he starts laying out this blue silk rope that he has and just kind of like roughly trying to plot out a pentagram shape. And it does look like the 2 points that you have would correspond to like the northeast corner and the southern central corner of a star. An upside down star.
While your fancy magic trick of good silk rope is entertaining, did we not have the resources to understand that this information was available to us prior to my imploring this supposedly potent chantry somewhat accusatorily, like he's jerking my chain or something?
And he says, absolutely. And he smiles at you.
I hate this guy so much.
And it's not really clear if he didn't understand you or if he absolutely understood you.
It's both.
Oh god.
It's clear
right.
that Darby did not understand.
Right, I forgot. He's got that, like, visage of, like, we can't tell if he's really smart or really vacuous. Shit. Well, so not knowing the difference and just assuming he's backsassing me, my resentment for the chantry deepens further somehow. Were we to know, do we have any resources present at any of these other sites where we might dispatch an agent to investigate whether or not something has already occurred at these 3 remaining perceived locations?
Why, yes. In fact, you could go to any of those locations. And of course, the Revenants or our ghoul could be sent out, or perhaps Barry or Jeffrey. Yeah, we can send people wherever.
Oh my...
It doesn't appear that there's any difficulty at all with just going to these places.
I'm beginning to suspect that the resentment between us is mutual.
Darby's just like, are y'all fighting right now?
And Leslie turns to Darby. Oh, why no? Tremere don't do that. And he looks down at the map, and he looks really, really carefully at each of those points, and he says, Augustyn, it's probably worth noting that the closest locations to these points, if my math is accurate, looks like in the southwest, there's a recycling center. In the northwest, there's an airport near this point. And at the southeast, that would be Camp Moonlight, which you're already familiar with.
I know they already did that one.
How do you figure?
Didn't we? No, maybe not.
Maybe they didn't.
Yeah,
Where do we have confirmation? Just the ones you've already put down here on this chart?
Shutdown,
the north
Prospect
central, north central and northeast.
2 out of 5.
Leslie rolls up the map and slides it across the table to you and says, I trust that your further investigation of these 3 other possible points will go well. And I anticipate that we might be in the middle of this ritual playing out, because I would imagine if this ritual had been completed at all of these points, I think we would have had a lot more trouble feeding over these past few nights.
My good man, in the interest in the continued well-being of our greater mutual dwelling, I do insist that you dispatch someone other than us, my compatriots and I, to, and I just kind of gesture at the 2 non-Camp Moonlight locations, unceremoniously unfurl the map and, the 2 non-Camp Moonlight locations, that we should acquire this information with greater speed and nip it in the bud, as it were.
Well, of course, I can give you an assistant on one of these, as long as you agree to supervise this person. You may choose between any of the revenants, or I believe our ghoul will be free for the next few nights as well.
Okay, cool. So we just have to split the party to get to, like, a couple places.
Which one do you choose?
Hey, gang, do we have any preferences? Because personally, I think it would be great to see... Who is it, the ghoul? Who has the hilarious vocabulary?
We're not in the room. It's just you.
You have not met the ghoul.
No, it's the Revenants. The Revenants are the Batman.
Okay.
There have been references to 3 revenants, and you've met 2. And
we do
there's
have
also a ghoul.
access to the purged MKT, so we can pretty much get to where we need to get pretty quickly.
Yep. We've got new access cards.
I choose the verbose ghoul. Verbose shit. My brain.
Revenant.
The revenant that
Yes.
Archibald was just talking to?
Yeah, Batman the Revenant.
Batman.
Yes.
Oh. Alright.
What could go wrong?
Yes, the short one. Well, just make sure that he is fed and watered and brought back more or less in one piece, please.
Invariably. What does this diet consist of? Tomatoes?
I don't know. He, I believe he roots through the trash and, in his words, makes do. Though I'm not sure in what sense he means makes do. He says it in this knowing way and then winks. He might be referring to pooping, and I hope that's not what he eats. Regardless.
Fantastic. Thank you for your assistance.
And he slides the map the rest of the way across the table and, fully into your lap.
Is his silk rope still out by any chance?
He tucked it back into his shirt.
Damn. Okay. I take the fully seated map and unceremoniously refold it and meet with my compatriots, as though it was my decision to do all of that.
In between then and now, I have given the Batman $7 more. No one is sure why. Most of all myself.
Yeah, what is happening with you and the Revenant? Like, you're giving him money now?
I'm trying to get him to hush up those prospectors.
So we return back to that, and the Revenant is like, where would you like for them to be translocated? If it's not here, then where or whence?
You know what? Actually, can I get my money back? I'll do it myself.
No. I'm interested in this
I'll do it
whence.
myself.
Like, he just has magical temporal abilities, just warps him back to old-timey times.
Whence does me is a location, not a time.
Oh.
I shall become a prospector,
Perfect.
and I convince them that you never existed.
Actually, yeah, that works.
My good man, we have much greater use of your time.
Greater than this?
Does Darby have one less intelligent point from having watched that whole exchange between the two of them?
The short Revenant turns around and walks out of the Chantry.
I like tail behind him and like tap him exasperatedly on his shoulder. My good man, the long dick of destiny bestows upon you greater purpose, the likes of which your knife has never experienced. Your sally forth into the mortal realms begins with assisting us in a great endeavor.
And he says, I know.
Wait.
And he turns around and he keeps walking like down the sidewalk.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Fuck.
What could go wrong? I think that's some delightful dramatic irony upon which we could end the session.
Hold on. Do I get like a vague sense of which direction he's walking
Toward
in?
the prospector camp.
God damn it.
To become a prospector and convince them to forget Archibald ever existed. That's his mission that he agreed to.
So
No, that's what he said.
Yeah, we'll
agrees
see.
to. We
Right,
don't really
right.
know.
Wild card.
My
Real
goal,
Batman energy.
my goal in the lead
Oh,
up
God.
to our final sessions and our final battles is to just release as many wild cards into the wild as possible.
You know? That could work. You have that magic
They all
wand.
come
that-
back in a third faction led by Jade DeWitt.
Saves us. Jade Ex Machina.
Goddamn. Okay, so I convinced Leslie Lane to allocate the lowest tier technically counts as a resource to assist us in this endeavor, while unwittingly in the other room, our prince just dispatched him to an entirely different thing for the low cost of $7 to sabotage my intentions, while I am now duty-bound to the Chantry to make sure that he is supervised. Is that
That's
an
accurate, yes.
picture? Fuck.
Yep.
And you last saw him wandering toward an intersection.
Excavo! Do you have any cameras on you?
Yes.
Might I make use of one of these? How do I...
Put it on his person.
Alright. I scurry down the road as quickly as I can to catch him. And, my good man, it is dangerous to go alone into these, trying times. Please be sure to never let this leave your person. And I clip the camera to his
And keep it
lapel.
exposed.
This medallion will keep you ever safe. Do not let it dally from your side.
Yeah, and we'll say the cameras work like that. He makes a Tim Allen noise at you in acknowledgement, and we'll end this session there. If anyone has any
Technically
ideas,
supervised.
what should the title of this session be?
Dark Knight Rises?
This is the high
pretty
point
good.
of
It's pretty
of
good.
the
It's
Very
campaign.
good, actually. It's got to be something jump centric. That's pretty good.
The Dark Knight, I mean, that's just you can't beat that. That's
very
savant level.
Okay.
Multiple entendre.
Sorry, it is not oft something makes me lose my composure that hard. I think the closest one up
What
until this
got
point
you?
was dude, I don't fucking know. I just at a certain point I could not sit in one place and had to remove myself from the room to collect myself. The closest to that has so far has been Darby's spitting blood on one boot, spitting blood on another boot, and then shitting blood to establish dominance. That's the only thing that's come close so far.
The Revenant got me. I love
Classic
that little
Darby,
guy.
man.
All right. Well,
One of
two
his greatest shits.
Darby's greatest shits.
2 points all around. Archibald, you have 18 points that you can spend.
I'm going to keep saving them. I'm saving them for something big,
Okay.
which I don't know what it is. And someday I'm just going to spend a bunch at once.
And Augustyn, you're still wearing your
Quadruple
options?
jumping.
Yes.
You get like a literal double jump, like in midair. You get to jump a second time.
Sick.
So I'm not in the Chantry talking to any of them, so I can't formally declare to them what I'm going to learn as far as thaumaturgy, but if you got a sec,
Sure.
I actually have it narrowed down to one of two options.
Exciting.
Believe it or not, I read all of them in the course of the session. And I think the two that make the most sense, it's either Path of Conjuration, because I can apparate tiny things and will them into existence and let them go as soon as I stop paying attention to them.
And if you bump it up, you get to make, I think, living things at level 5.
It's very trolly too.
I get to
It's
make
just
simple inanimate things, and then I can make them permanent, and then I can make complex things permanent. I can unconjure things, and then I can make very elaborate, perceivably sentient simulacra. They don't simulacra?
There it is.
Simulacra, yeah. Though Augustyn would say it the other way.
Yeah.
Simulacra.
Simulacra.
So that's I think that makes sense for the sorts of things in shenaniganry I'm up to.
So that's one
And
option.
the other,
Me as Darby was just horrified that was your choice. So I think that's probably a good sign. Like a good sign that you're on the right track.
the other is the path of transmutation.
That?
Because the synergies are ridiculous. Fortify the
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no worries. Fortify the solid form. Just adding raw damage output to my animated plants and shit is kind of cool.
I don't think you can use transmutation on anything living.
Oh, and plants would. By fortifying a salvage object, increase the strength and integrity of the item.
so you could have like a staff or something and make it stronger because it's dead.
Or shillelagh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
that's right. You could buff your own shillelagh,
Could buff my shillelagh.
but you couldn't buff your tree friends.
Of a living creature, are plants considered creatures? Also that's semantics. That could be just this website's writing and not the official rules line. So it's up in between those two, just because crystallize the liquid form, liquefy the solid form. Like, being able to change the physical properties of things could be useful.
A lot of creativity is rewarded with transmutation.
it's potentially game-breakingly strong.
It, in
Storyteller
fact,
can like shut it down.
I think it was. It's only from Vampire the Dark Ages, but I thought it was neat enough that I wanted to put it on Elizabeth's character sheet as something that you could potentially get.
Okay, so it sounds like we're leaning towards the path of transmutation then.
Totally up to you. Conjuration is good too.
I think so. Conjuration, I think, is more useful as a way to interact with fellow players, and transmutation is more useful as a way to interact with the world.
The conjuration as a manipulation tool or a way to like fool people and fuck with people is just like a whole thing. But you could like turn a solid wall into a gas or something. Pretty useful.
You could spend. I mean, the first dot of a new path is 7 points. You can get the first dot of 3 different paths. You can branch out and do that thing where, like, instead of taking a long time to be trained, you like cram it really quickly and have to roll to see if you get a derangement from it. So you can pick 3 things and get the first dot of all of them.
Honest to Christ, I wouldn't mind starting with 2. That seems a little OP, but I mean, obviously at the cost of derangements. But
I mean, they are the
4K,
first.
no Lostos.
They're the first dots, so they're the weakest applications of those paths.
Yeah, let's put it in the books. Prioritizing transmutation as number 1, but number 2, yeah, put conjuration on there as well. We'll go ahead and do both, because who doesn't want more derangements? And I can already imagine a world where I conjure a check and write it for the sum total of that store, and then stop willing it into existence as soon as it clears, and then contest the charge, and then own the store through some backhanded...
That's such a weird application of it. So you're getting the first dot of Path of Conjuration and the first dot of Path of Transmutation?
Yeah.
Cool. You won't have access to that until you actually receive the training, and you can talk to the Tremere about how exactly that would go down.
Cool.
And you have 11 more points. Do you want to spend them on anything?
I'll hold those for now.
Okay.
I spent all of my focus and willpower thinking about what the hell thaumaturgy I wanted to learn, and didn't think about anything else.
Okay. Darby has 14 points. You're still waiting for 16 points, so you can get a 5th dot in something.
I am actually waiting for 20 points,
20
so
points.
I can get my 6th dot of strength. To
Whoa!
just show a lot of restraint here to get that very expensive 6th dot of strength. Because I'm a fucking
I didn't
elder.
even know you could get 6 dots.
Only Darby can, because he is 7th generation.
Yeah. That is... Yeah, it's down to the generational dot limits.
Gnarly.
Excavo has 9 points.
So... so I feel like I did well in protecting myself and being alert in the wilderness, surviving, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a point of survival?
Would this be your first point? This would be your second point of survival.
Give me a second.
It's a bit of a stretch, but
Easy.
I would allow it. That is 4 points,
Yay!
leaving you with 5 more.
Yay! I will save those.
Cool. So Augustyn's finally going to have some more magical toys to play with. That'll be neat. Or horrifying, more likely. But entertaining
Why not both?
regardless. Cool. Anything else? We want to... Any questions? Plans for next time? Seems like you are going with the Revenant to investigate the 3 other estimated locations of the rituals.
Are we going with it, or is it just kind of going on its own?
It has not been given instructions yet, other than to go to the Prospector camp
Yeah.
and start a new life there.
Start a whole new life.
So we'll need to catch the Revenant and instruct it more clearly.
Hey, we've got another Revenant.
That sounds like a you kind of problem. Like, you're the one that's in charge of that Revenant.
Do we just put another Revenant in the mix and try and catch that Revenant?
You don't need to catch him, just use the bat signal to bring him back.
Only a Batman
Well, then
can
we
catch
have to
another
get
Batman.
to the bat signal.
And the
Those
bat
are the
signal
rules.
is still on the pig farm, by the way.
Oh man, we should get that
Oh,
back,
it's over
huh?
there? I thought it was at our house.
Me too.
I think it was
Well,
brought to
yeah, I
the
think
pig
we
farm
left it there.
and never retrieved.
Welp.
All right, y'all. Good sesh.
Yeah, good sesh, guys.
See y'all. Bye. Love
Take it
you.
easy. Love you too, Blake.